What if I told you that the reason your photos don't stand out is because they're not quite finished? You spent all this time dialing in the colors, getting the exposure to the perfect level, but there's still something missing. Like it needs just a little bit of extra pixie dust sprinkled on top to really bring that photo to life. Well, that's probably because you're skipping out on the last phase of the editing process that I like to call the mastering phase. And this is the phase where we really bring everything together and put the last few finishing touches on an image before we go off and export and upload that photo later on. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today in this video. And we're going to be using a software called Luminar. And they recently reached out to me asking to sponsor a video that I was probably going to make anyways. So the timing is perfect. So a big shout out to Skylum, the makers of Luminar, for sponsoring this video and helping support the channel. So let's jump on the computer and I will show you guys the 3 tools that I've been using to master my images to really take them to the next level. All right, so this first photo that I want to look at was shot in Japan. It's one of my favorite photos from the trip. I love that the subject is looking into the camera. We have this beautiful kind of leading line leading into the background there. And I've already edited this image. I've got it to a really good point where in the past, I'd probably say that this photo was done and I would export it and just go ahead and post it from there. But after playing around with Luminar a little bit, I've realized that this photo is not done and there's a few key changes that we can make to this image to really bring it to the next level. Now there's a bunch of different tools that you can play around with here in Luminar, but the one that I want to focus on is the light depth tool. And if I go ahead and click that, what it's going to do, if I drag the amount up to 85, just to show you guys the effect here, it's going to look at all the depth values in our scene and it's going to add light into a specific depth value in that photo. So if I go down here to this little panel and I drag this forward and backwards, you can see it's bringing light into, different depth ranges of our image. And I want to use it to kind of light our main subject here in the front. Now, obviously it's a little bit strong, so I'm going to reduce that there probably to maybe 28, something like that. And it's actually so accurate that it still maintains the shadows in the photo as well, which I think is super, super cool. And if you wanted to, you can also fine tune that effect by dragging this arrow down a little bit to just keep it really focused on that one subject there. Down below that, we have a softness slider. And what that's going to do is just basically kind of blur that effect out a little bit so it's not super strong. Whereas if that softness is all the way down, it's going to be a little bit harder. But I actually like the look of that in this particular photo. And then we can also increase the warmth of that effect as well. And this is not something I would use on this photo, but I can see this being incredibly valuable in a lot of different images that I edit. Now we also have some advanced settings here that allow us to control the brightness in front of the effect and also behind the effect as well. So if I just reduce the brightness near, it's going to make that foreground area darker. And if I do it for the brightness far, you can see it's going to do it in the back as well. And this just kind of helps that effect stand out a little bit. And then of course you can also change the warmth in the foreground and also in the background as well, which I think can be super useful for a lot of different images. So this light depth tool is one that I've really enjoyed playing around with, and I want to show you guys this on a few more images as well. But there's one more effect that I want to add to this image that I think can really take it to the next level, and that is with the Twilight Enhancer tool. And this tool is absolutely insane. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I am wildly impressed. So first off, you can choose a different preset here. I'm going to choose the Mauve. I probably didn't say that correctly. I'm going to select that and set the amount to 70 just so you guys can see what this effect is all about. It's going to transform our image into a sunrise image or a twilight photo, which I think looks super, super cool. Obviously, it's a little bit strong now, so I'm going to reduce that to maybe even just 29, 30, something like that. We also have an exposure adjustment here, so I could bring some life back into the areas that were darkened by this effect. I'm not going to do that though, because I actually really like having this soft kind of darker sky in this image. And I think this just looks so cool. You can see here before the effect and after the effect, how much it's adding to our image. But one of the things I'm seeing here is it's making our subject a little bit too dark. So we can come down here to scene, and then we have a slider here called the relight human. And that's going to detect the humans in our scene and just add a little bit more light back onto them. So if I drag that down a little bit, you can see it's going to add a lot more light back onto our subject there, which I think looks really good. We can also play around with the shade. If we reduce that, it's going to just brighten up the image a little bit more. So I like that look as well. And to be honest, I think this looks pretty good. Here is the before edit and here is the after edit as well. And the Twilight Enhancer is such a cool tool. And this is the application of AI that I think is relevant and also appropriate for photographers. Now, there's a lot of talk about AI, but this is not generative AI in the sense where you're completely creating an image from scratch. We're simply using it as a tool to enhance our edits. And I think there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it's an incredible tool for us as photographers. So I'm a big fan of this tool here. But let's take a look at another photo now. And one of the things that I forgot to mention is you can edit a photo from scratch in Luminar, or you can edit a photo in Lightroom, which is typically how I like to use it because I like to edit a photo with my presets and I'm just very used to Lightroom. And then you can open up that image into Luminar to make those finishing touches. So let's open up this image in Luminar. This is a photo that I edited in Lightroom, and all I have to do is right click this photo, go to edit in, and then select Luminar Neo. It's gonna say edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. That's perfect. And that photo will open up in Luminar, ready to go. Now, this is an image that I shot on Mount Tamalpais, just outside of San Francisco. Such an incredible location. The clouds, the light rays coming in over the forest there. Just a super cool image. And I already edited this image, but it still is looking a little bit flat. So let's go back here to that light depth tool. So I'm gonna drag that up to maybe 75 just to show the effect here. And as you can see, it's kind of spilling out a little bit too much on the bottom and the top. So I can easily adjust that by clicking this arrow here and just narrowing that effect down. So it's only really focused on this kind of ridge line here and the cars there on the bottom. I think that looks pretty good. We can also increase the warmth there to really kind of exaggerate that sunset light. And one of the things I love so much about this light depth tool is it's not only adding light into that very specific depth range of your photo, but it's also darkening the other parts of the image. So it's increasing contrast in the image as a whole and really highlighting that part of the image that you want to add light into. And you can see if I turn the effect off, the whole image just really comes together with this one effect. And for this particular image, I think using a higher amount just works really well here. And you can see just this one change just completely changes this image. But let's also try out the twilight enhancer here. And instead of using the mauve preset, I know I'm saying that incorrectly, but I just really do not know how to say it. I'm gonna select the golden preset. And this is gonna be more for sunset scenes like this. And as you can see, when I apply it with the amount of 70, it is absolutely way too strong, but that's okay. We can drag that down a little bit, even just to something like 24. Let's look at that effect. I think that looks so much better. Just the color depth in the image is really coming through, but it is making the image a little bit dark. So I'm gonna raise that exposure back up a little bit. And say, for example, you didn't really want to have this affect the entire image. You can come over here to masking, you can select the linear gradient, and then you can simply drag a gradient over the parts of the image where you want it to affect. So I don't really want it to affect the top of the sky there, but I kind of want it to affect all of this. And then as you can see, now it's only affecting that bottom part of the image and just adding a lot of color depth into that bottom part of the photo. So now I think this photo is ready to go. There's the before, this photo was edited, mind you, but there's after with putting these finishing touches on this image. And I just think it looks so much more powerful and so much more interesting. But these tools also work for photos that were shot in not great light to begin with. This is a photo that I shot at Mount Fuji, and it's such a cool image, but it was a cloudy day. And if you guys know my style, I really do like to have dramatic light. I like color in all the tonal ranges of my image, especially in the highlights and in the shadows. And that's a little bit hard to do when you're working with an overcast photo like this one. And I already edited this image and I think it looks pretty good. We have some nice colors. I like the terrain, I like the composition, but it's missing just that extra oomph that we can bring to life with some of these tools in Luminar. So I'm gonna start with the twilight enhancer for this particular photo. And I am just gonna drag that amount up to maybe, let's start off with plus 70. And right off the bat, this just completely took this image from an okay photo, an interesting image, to something much more powerful and much more interesting. Now, I think the effect of 70 is a little bit strong, so I'm gonna drag that down to probably 35, something like that. Let's check the before and after. And as you can see, it's just adding so much color into this image, especially in the sky. And I think the mauve preset just works really well for this particular photo. If we wanted to, we can bring some exposure back up into the sky, but I don't really want to do that. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe increase that a little bit more. But one thing it is doing is it's making the foreground and the subject here, which is the train, a little bit too dark. So we'll go back to this light depth tool here. We'll increase that up to maybe plus 60. And then we can go ahead and drag that over our main subject, which is the train here. Maybe reduce the range a little bit and then lower that amount back down. Probably right about there is pretty good. And I found that these tools just work really well together, especially when you apply that twilight enhancer and it makes your image a little bit too dark. You can use this light depth tool to add light back into your subject, and it looks so much more realistic than just using masks to kind of burn and dodge your image because of the fact that it's looking at the actual depth ranges in your photo. And that's just something that Lightroom cannot do at this moment in time. So this tool really is ahead of its time and something that I can definitely see myself using in a lot of my edits going forward. But I think this photo is pretty much ready to go. Just to show you quickly once before, here is the before edited image, and here is the after with those finishing touches applied. But those aren't the only tools that I've been using to master my images using Luminar. There's a few more that I really, really like as well. And the first one is called the Mystical tool. And if you guys have played around with one of these, this is a Black Pro Mist filter. You're gonna absolutely love this effect. And if you don't know what a Black Pro Mist filter is, it basically takes the highlights in an image and it kind of adds a subtle glow to them. This looks really good at night. It looks really good on kind of moody scenes, and it also just gives your image kind of a dreamy, vibey look. I like to shoot with one on my Fuji just because these photos are a little bit less serious. But the problem with these filters is they're destructive. So when you put this in front of your lens, every photo that you shoot is going to have that effect on it, whether you like it or not. And that started to bother me because in a lot of scenarios, yes, this looks good, but in a lot of scenarios, you don't want that effect on your image. But the Mystical tool in Luminar allows us to get that look without having one of these on our actual camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the Mystical tool here. And this is a photo that I shot in Madeira, Portugal, which is a perfect opportunity to show off this tool here. And if I just drag that up, I'm gonna drag it up to 100 here so you can see the effect. Obviously it looks terrible, but I wanna show you guys how this works. What it's doing here is it's adding just some really nice glow into our images, especially in the highlighted areas. So it's adding glow into the highlights, but it's also darkening and adding contrast and saturation in the darker areas of our photo here. So if I just drag that down to maybe something like 30, it's going to enhance the contrast in our image, it's going to enhance the saturation in our image, and it's going to add that glow into the background there. And for an image like this, which is already moody to begin with, and I already edited it to kind of have that moody style, it just works absolutely perfectly. Now below that, we do have the colorize options here, which give us a little bit more control over the color. As you can see, I can increase the saturation up to 100, and that's going to increase the saturation in that effect. I can also desaturate it. I'm not going to mess with that, but I am going to increase the warmth a little bit just to kind of bring some color back into that grass, maybe something like plus 30. And I think that looks pretty good. So there is the before edited image without the effects applied, and there it is with the Mystical effect applied. And this is really subtle, but oftentimes in images like this, that's kind of what you want. You just want a little bit of an extra edge, some pixie dust kind of sprinkled on top to really get that mood across. And in a moody photo like this, I love the Mystical effect. But where this effect really shines is photos that were shot at night. So this photo, for example, this is a photo that I shot at night in Tokyo, and I already edited the image, and I honestly love the edit. Like there's really not a whole lot I would do to this photo, except for make it a little bit mystically. So I'm gonna go down here once again to the Mystical adjustment, and I'm gonna drag that up to 100 just so you can see how crazy this looks. But honestly, it's kind of a vibe. Like I'm not gonna leave it at 100, but I kind of like it. I'll probably move it down to maybe plus 40. Let's look at how that looks before and after. And honestly, I think that looks pretty good. Like it's just adding so much contrast into our image, and it's also just adding a lot of glow into those highlighted areas. And in an image like this, if we come down to the colorize adjustment here and we increase that warmth, it actually looks really good because it's going to add a lot of warmth into those highlighted areas. And that's going to really enhance the color depth in our images. And if you guys want a hack and if you want more color depth in your photo, play around with adjusting the temperature in different parts of your image like we're doing here with this Mystical photo. So I think something like plus 14 just works really, really well. in this image. But those are just some of the tools that I've been using to master my images in Luminar. And honestly, there's so many more that I would like to try. A few others off the top of my head that I really like. I like the mood adjustment, which allows us to add a LUT on top of our image. And oftentimes I found that these look better than actual presets. And my favorite LUT is the built-in Santa Barbara preset, which just looks so good and it can be used on so many different types of images. And it just gives you a really good starting point to work off of. I also really like the color harmony adjustments, which just make it easy to make some pretty drastic changes to the color in our image. And it's just really fun to play around with. So I definitely recommend playing with that as well. And lastly, I've also been editing a lot on my phone using Luminar Mobile because they recently added a feature that allows you to pass off edits from your phone onto your desktop. And for something like my Fuji photos, a lot of the time I like to just transfer these photos onto my phone and start the edit there. I don't want to open my computer and import the photos that way, so I can pretty much do everything on my phone. But when I edit in Luminar Mobile, it'll automatically show up on my desktop, so I can easily kind of pass off between the two if I did want to do some more serious editing on my desktop. But all of those adjustments transfer over 100%, which is just super handy. And I like that all of my devices are connected because I do like to edit on my phone, but I also like to edit on my desktop as well. But I've really enjoyed editing in Luminar recently, and these are genuinely tools that I will be using in my work, both professionally and also just my personal work as well, because they are incredibly powerful and they're doing things that Lightroom cannot simply do at this moment in time. Maybe in the future they can, but right now, Luminar is absolutely killing it with some of these features. So if you guys do want to give Luminar a shot, if you use the coupon code Sean Dalton, you'll get 10% off when you sign up to Luminar. I'll put a link down in the description so you guys can check that out. And I recommend just uploading some images that you've already edited and playing around with some of these mastering tools, because they can really take an image that you thought was good and really take it to the next level. And that's where I'm finding a ton of value in Luminar recently. But that is all for this one, guys. If you do want to see more editing tutorials on Luminar, let me know in the comments down below. But if not, I hope you guys will stick around and watch some of my other videos here on the channel. I have a ton of videos about photo editing, photography in general, travel photography, whatever it is. I probably have made a video about it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed those. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, and I will chat with you guys very soon in the next one.